Hello and welcome to the latest S&O IP webinar. Today we're taking a focused look at the IP landscape in Uzbekistan, no more than 15 minutes, and we'll be covering the key areas that we're most often asked about. We've also had a number of questions sent in, so we'll aim to cover them and as many of those as possible. My name is Alison Statham. I'm the UK Client Director and I'll be your moderator for today. And I'd like to introduce you to our speaker, Renata, an IP associate with S&O and an expert in trademark registration and navigating complexities of customs procedures. Renata is going to be guiding us today through the answers to your questions. And I'd like to say welcome, Renata.
Thank you very much, Alison. Welcome to our webinar. And I'm pleased to answer to your questions.
Thank you so much. Right, so let's get started. The first question. How well developed is Uzbekistan's IP framework today, and how aligned is it with international standards?
Thank you for your question. Uzbekistan's intellectual property legislation is currently subject to comprehensive reforms, achieving substantial alignment with international standards. Reforms are driven by the country's preparation for WTO accession, requiring full harmonization with the TRIPS agreement. And in recent time, a specialized regulation on trademarks, patents, copyright, and enforcement procedures have been updated. These developments have strengthened legal remedies for right holders and improved both administrative, criminal enforcement, and of course, judicial practice.
Thank you so much. And question number 2, how significant is the counterfeit market in Uzbekistan today, and which industries do you feel are most affected?
The counterfeit market remains sizable, and particularly in consumer-facing sectors. The most affected industries include cosmetics, everyday consumer goods, like especially alcoholic beverages, clothing, and pharmaceuticals. And counterfeits are commonly sold in large open markets, regional trade centers, and increasingly through online platforms.
Okay, thank you very much for that response. And this is a question we get asked on numerous occasions. And number 3, if we discover counterfeits in the market, what is usually the fastest and most effective way to take action in Uzbekistan?
The most effective first measures are either sending warning letters or initiating an administrative inspection. However, in practice, we always recommend beginning with the warning letters, as this demonstrates good faith efforts to resolve the dispute amicably and ensures compliance with the pretrial settlement procedure. And if the infringer does not respond, right holders may then submit an application to the Intellectual Property Agency of the Ministry of Justice of Uzbekistan to conduct an on-site administrative inspection, which allows authorities to promptly stop the circulation of counterfeit products.
Very interesting. Thank you for that. And on to question 4. How active and effective is customs in identifying and detaining suspect counterfeit goods?
Customs authorities have become significantly more proactive following procedural modernization and the introduction of the IP customs registry. And the number of detentions has increased. Customs officers notify right holders or the representative of right holders for verification after suspect goods are seized, but this only takes place if the trademark is registered in the customs register. And when a registered trademark is detected in suspicious shipments, customs immediately contacts the right holders, representatives, enabling rapid verification and swift intervention. And I also want to mention that we also conduct regular training sessions for customs officials, provide guidelines, and supply both original and counterfeit samples to ensure accurate identification.
Thank you. That's really good to hear. Thank you. So, on to question 5. What is the current situation with online infringement on local marketplaces and social media?
To be honest, online infringement remains a notable issue, and especially on local marketplaces and major social media channels. And these platforms are frequently used for selling counterfeit goods and unauthorized brand use in advertising. And platforms respond faster when right holders send complaints, especially if the local representative is available to provide documents, handle takedown requests, and communicate directly with the platform. Um, but despite some improvements, monitoring is still needed because infringing accounts can quickly reappear, unfortunately.
Of course. Thank you so much. And question number 6. How can rights holders build effective cooperation with local enforcement agencies like Customs, Anti-Monopoly Committee, and the judiciary in Uzbekistan?
Mhm. Effective cooperation relies on a structured and proactive strategy, of course, as registering IP rights and ensuring trademarks are included in the customs registry, of course, participating in regular training sessions for customs and other enforcement bodies, and promptly providing detailed evidence, authentication materials, and market information when requested. And such engagement improves officials' response times, enhance coordination between agencies, and result in faster and more consistent enforcement actions.
Thank you very much. And finally, question number 7. What new mechanisms and tools have been introduced in Uzbekistan to strengthen IP protection, and how can rights holders use them?
Mhm. I want to mention that a new law adopted on 8th of August 2025 introduced criminal liability for the unlawful use of another party's trademark, service mark, geographical indication, appellation of origin, or a confusingly similar designation. And if the infringement causes significant damage, it's about approximately 3,360 to 10,000 euros. Sanctions include a fine of 1,700 to 3,360 euros. And plus restriction of liberty for up to 2 years or imprisonment for up to 2 years. And the law entered into force on the 10th of November 2025, but I want to mention that there is no cases have been reported yet, but this provision gives significant advantage to right holders because infringers will understand the high level of responsibility, of course.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. And that completes our roundup of IP issues in Uzbekistan. Thank you so much, Renata. And if we haven't managed to cover your specific questions today, please feel free to contact myself or Renata directly, and we'll be more than happy to help. And as was mentioned, we offer training in in Uzbekistan, comprehensive customs training. So if you'd like to get involved again, please contact us directly, and we'd be more than happy to supply you with more information on that. So that just leaves me to say thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alison. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.